Hey there, I'm Lobo Wizner, and I want to talk to you about the connection between rock and innovation. Well, rock doesn't appear to be very innovative these days. Some people even say that rock is dead. Again. But as someone who's been dealing with both rock and technology for the past 25 years or so, I can't help not noticing that there's a lot of things we can learn from the rock world when we come to implement innovation into our organization. First, for the younger viewers or young in mind, let me explain that hip-hop and rock are the same for that matter, because rock and roll is not about music. Rock and roll is a way of life. I first heard this sentence from a guy called Eli Zulta. He's a rock band leader in Israel, and he's actually living that way. Check him out. Yeah, you know what I mean, right? Today's stars may sing or rap or lip sync on stage, but we still call them rock stars. Because rock represents the glam, the fame, the breaking of rules, and yes, even innovation. When rock and roll appeared in the 50s, most parents didn't like it. Boys and girls were dancing together in a wild way, the lyrics were not suitable for young ears, and Elvis was moving his hips in a much too sexy way. It reminds me of today's parents that are upset and complaining that their kids are using their phones all day long and got no time for other interests. What they don't understand is that kids today find in their phones all of their interests. It's just a tool. Now, that's definitely not the only connection between rock and innovation. When rock and roll appeared, or until rock and roll appeared, musicians were using acoustic instruments. And suddenly they were starting using electric guitars and electric bass guitars and organs. Think about it. Tools that were used for hundreds of years to create music were neglected just to create new sounds and new kind of music. That's not trivial. That's total disruption. Another thing we can learn from rock musicians is that they are constantly looking for new sounds and new things, new borders to cross and old rules to break. And they're not afraid to make mistakes. Actually, they're using some of the mistakes to become unique. Let me give you an example. The distortion effect was not invented on purpose. No genius woke up one morning and said, I want to make the sound of the guitar dirtier to be cooler. No, it was a malfunction. The amplifiers those days were too weak, and the musicians wanted to play as loud as possible. It's rock. And sometimes on stage, the amplifiers distorted the sound and it became dirty. Now, ordinary musician probably would go to the sound guy or engineers and say, fix that problem. It's not the way guitar is supposed to be sound. But rock musicians did exactly the opposite. They came to the engineers and said, give me something that will make me sound like this all the time. That's the way I want to sound. Why? Because nobody else is using that sound. And that's how the distortion effect pedal was invented, actually. What can we learn from this? First of all, and obviously, be different, right? Don't be like everybody else. That's the opposite of innovation. But further than that, don't be afraid to make mistakes. And take your time and be careful before you announce that something is a mistake. Look closely. It might be your next product or your next business model, even if you didn't invent it, even if you didn't mean it on purpose. There are a lot more things that we can learn from rock, and there's a lot more reasons why I say you need to think and act like a rock star when you come to innovate in your work, organization, or whatever. And I'll be happy to come to your next event and explain it to your audience. It can be anywhere on the globe. I call it World Tour 2018. Just check out my website and contact me. I'll be happy. I'll be happy to do my show for you. So, see ya and rock and roll.